Hi, my name is Rosalie Desmond and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Australia. Today we're going to work on this fun fold card. Now it's a pretty easy layout. All it consists of is half an A4 sheet of paper, folded in half, and then I've just simply cut on a diagonal for the front base just to give it something a little bit different. And then made a little frame and added some trees and just some leaves for a little bit of interest. So for this card I'm using Rooted in Nature stamp set. Now the stamp set's got lots of different elements to it. It's got trees, it's got leaves, and it's got a few little sentiments for different occasions. The card I've made today I have used Just For You. The Just For You sentiment can be used for a wide variety of things. We could use it for a birthday, we could use it for a just because card, it's up to you. And then inside I've added a few leaves and left a lot of it blank, so we've got lots of spaces there to write. So the first piece that we're using is half an A4 sheet of paper, and I've chosen for this card to do it in pumpkin pie. Now a lot of people score their cards when they're folding. I don't. I'm quite happy just to give it a bit of a fold with my bone folder. And then to create the fun aspect of the card, I simply line up this score line with the center of the track and this point here with the center of the track here. When I put I can't even think of the word at the moment. When I put this piece down, I then double check to make sure that I'm happy with how it's lining up. And with one cut, my fun fold element is done. So it's a very quick and easy way to get a slightly different from your standard card. For the inside of the card, I have used a piece of Whisper White, which is 9.5 centimeters by 13.9 centimeters, and that's simply going to just slip in here once I've done some stamping. For this piece here, I've used a piece of Whisper White, which is 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters. And I've grabbed a piece of Cajun Craze, which is also 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters. But I'm going to be using the layering squares to make the frame. So I've used the biggest framelit to cut the outside of the frame, and the third biggest framelit to cut the inside of the frame. So all you do is you pop it through the big shot, lining it up. You can either pop it through the big shot with them together or do them separately. I find personally doing them separately means I've got more of a chance of getting a pretty straight frame. Now I'll just go cut this out and I'll be back in a moment. So there's my frame. So for this card I've used Cajun Craze, Daffodil Delight and Pumpkin Pie. So to get the multicolored trees, first of all I inked the tree up in Daffodil Delight.
Some sponges and just added a little bit of colour. The reason I've used the
Daffodil Delight first is because it's the lightest colour that I have. And every card that you do in this way is going to turn out differently. I'll give this a bit of a clean using my Stampin' Scrub. This time I'm going to just use Pumpkin Pie. I'm going to stamp it off because I just want it just a little bit lighter. Clean it off again. This time I'm going to ink it up using Daffodil Delight stamping it off because I want a very light image. And now I'm done with that. I'm going to grab the larger leaf, add some pumpkin pie, and each time I change colours I clean it off. It's a lot darker than what I was wanting, so I'm going to stamp it off to give it just a lighter image. Still looks very pretty. It was just darker than I was expecting. Now I'm grabbing the main part of my card. I'm going to open that up. Still using Cajun Craze. Just giving it a little bit of decoration. Now I'm grabbing the smaller leaf. I've inked it up in pumpkin pie. I'm stamping off, and I'll add another small leaf there. I wanted that one very light because that's where I'm going to put my sentiment. So I've got the Just For You, inking it up in Cajun Craze because I want the darkest possible colour. So grabbing some Tombow liquid glue, grab the frame that I prepared earlier and some mini dimensionals. What I did forget to do was I forgot to cut out my white piece with my dies. The reason I chose to do this afterwards is so I can line up my dies to however I want the picture. So I kind of like that. I'm just going to pop that through the Big Shot and I'll be back in a moment. That was needing to be cut out with the bigger one. So I'll just go away and I'll stamp up another one and cut it out the right size. Okay, now I have the right size. Much better. Just put the frame on my white. Grab some Tombow again. And making sure I just put it under the component that's going to be on the pumpkin pie section. You just pop it wherever you like it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've been enjoying my videos. Please subscribe below and I look forward to catching you next time. Until then, happy crafting.